What's going on, guys? Welcome back to AFOL TV. We missed you guys. I know we have been delayed in uploading lately. I'm very sorry about that, but we do have some news as to why. If you guys saw our video in the last 2 weeks, you kind of know that we've been contemplating changing up the city again. And thank you to everybody who left comments or voted on the last video. You guys were a huge help. You had some great ideas, far more than we were expecting, and we took them all to heart. Literally read every single comment, and I think we've come up with a really good plan moving forward. So I'm really excited to share with you today kind of what we're thinking and the changes that you're going to be seeing in the city coming up. So with that said, there's 3 big changes. I'm going to dive into them right now to give you guys kind of a sneak peek as to what to expect, as well as some scenarios that we need you guys' help with yet again on voting. So stick around to the end and make sure you leave a comment down below because we actually read every single one of them and they're a huge help. So change number 1, the city. You guys voted on whether to keep it minifig scale, change it to micro scale, or do a hybrid of the 2. And this was a pretty heated debate, I must say. Some of you were very opinionated on what to do, and some of you didn't really care which direction we went. But at the end of the day, after adding up all the votes, it seemed like minifig scale was the clear winner. So that's great news for us. We love minifig scale just like we love micro scale. So the plan is going to be to keep the city minifig scale. But there's gonna be some changes, and here's kind of what we have in mind. So I think the biggest issue with the city since moving last year was when we went from our old place, which was in that small room, we basically took the city, moved it to our new place, which is down in the garage. It's a much larger area. We were able to basically double the city. We didn't change any of the road work, except for a few areas. We basically took the city, moved it over, put it down, and then tried to kind of build upon it in different areas. And while that works on paper, we've run into some issues that we haven't really mentioned until now. And so one of them is when we added the train to the front that kind of runs down through the city now, it obviously had to widen all the roads. And then on top of that, because we're moving and kind of adding onto the city as it expands, east and west, there have been some areas of the city just due to using the old road work where everything is off by like 1 or 2 studs. May not seem like a huge issue, again, on paper, but when you're actually building out the city and trying to move everything and make it fit perfectly, we run into some areas where it starts to get off and it just really throws everything off. And you may not see it on camera because it's so small, but over time it's just kind of led to like a hodgepodge of jangled areas within the city that you wouldn't even know exist unless you're looking at it closely. But my fear is as we continue to build upon it, it's just going to get worse and worse. So the goal moving forward is going to be to actually shift the city to the left if you're looking in the garage, and we're going to do all new roads. We're going to start from scratch, literally on brand new base plates, build the roads from scratch, and create a layout that works for the new city that isn't based on the old city or built off of old roads. It's going to be brand new so that we can plan it out and make sure it's done right. That does mean that we're gonna get rid of the train going through the city. We're gonna make the roads a little bit more narrow to create more room for buildings. And we're gonna move the train to elsewhere in the city. Kind of similar to the first city where we had the tram running through, it's gonna be something similar to that. So that is the plan. It is gonna change the layout. We're gonna keep the beach. We're gonna keep the overall look and feel. It's still gonna look like kind of a mix between California and Miami, but it's gonna be a different layout. Same buildings, it's still gonna have like the AFOL TV city look. It's just gonna be a different layout than you guys have seen. So get ready for that because that's gonna start in the next 2 weeks and we're gonna post updates as we go along. So very excited for that one. So what's the next big update? Well, in reading through all of your guys' comments on the video, a lot of you talked about expanding the airport and really focusing on the airport. And look, we love the airport. That's one of our favorite areas in the city. So, we agree, let's do it. But the problem was, again, we're tight on space. So where do we put it? Well, now that we're shifting the city over to the left, what we're gonna have is an open area where if you're looking at the city right now, it's down by where all the big skyscrapers are going in, and there's kind of an open area that we were talking about doing a mountain or some other things. Well, what we're gonna do is actually attach the airport to the city, have a proper runway, have like a check-in ticketing area with baggage claim, parking garage, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a full-fledged airport down at the I guess that'd be the south end of the city. So we'll have the full minifig city to the left, airport to the right, and it's gonna tie in with a bridge and some water. It'll be really cool. We have some cool stuff planned. We've been laying it all out on Illustrator to make sure it all fits, and the new city layout has gotten us both very excited. So that leaves the 3rd area. And this is the one that we need your guys' help with. So the airport right now sits on a table on its own that's it's roughly like 8 feet by 4 feet, give or take a few inches. And with the airport moving over to where the city is now, we're gonna have that open space. So there's basically 3 different options that we can do there. One, we can do micro scale, which was a huge hit with you guys on the video 2 weeks ago. A lot of you guys talked about incorporating micro scale, so it's definitely something that we're interested in and definitely something we could do here. We can make a really cool micro scale city. The challenge with this table is that there aren't any elevation changes, so adding like rivers or lakes or water at a different elevation, we would basically have to build the city up, which could get expensive. So that's one drawback to doing microscale over here, although it is something that we're definitely open to. Second option is to do a minifig scale area that is snow or nature or mountains. It's something we've talked about doing in the past, and we'd still love to go that route. And now we basically have a dedicated area to do so. It'd be like a ski resort and a little mountain town with some mountainous areas and some nature, maybe like a river or something like that. Could be really cool. And we definitely have some snow sets to incorporate, as well as some like snow themed builds that we've done before that we haven't ever released. So it could create a really cool area, and we've always wanted to kind of try our hand at making a ski lift that actually works. So again, could be really fun. The last option is to do a train area and create like a nature area with a proper train layout, because we don't really have one, especially now that we're getting rid of the train running down the middle of the city. And we do like a train station, train yards, maybe like farmland, all that kind of stuff. So that could be the third option. There's also like one more option where we actually combine, the snow area and the train area into like a train running around, a snow themed nature outdoorsy area with a ski resort. That could be, the other hybrid option, but that's just kind of something we're playing around with. So let us know in the comments which of the 3, technically 4, you guys want to see. And if none of those appeal to you, then let us know some other ideas you may have. Maybe it's an amusement park, maybe it's, a golf course, who knows? You guys left some awesome ideas on the last video. We want to hear what you guys have in mind for this one. So we're definitely not closed off to doing something else. Those are just kind of the 3 that we're probably most interested in at this point. So anyway, guys, thanks for following along if you made it this far in the video. We have a ton of new updates coming. We're gonna try and do videos kind of in progress as it's going. So when we start doing the roads, we're gonna try and film it all and show you guys. So keep an eye out for new videos coming out soon. We also have some builds coming out soon on videos. It's gonna be kind of a mix of like tutorials and builds, and then also the city update videos. So lots of new content coming soon. Thank you guys for, hanging through the dark times over the last 2 months of really no posting, but I promise you we have some new stuff coming. So thanks again for watching today's video. Make sure you comment down below. We're gonna be reading all of them, and we will see you soon.